Welcome in to another episode of Farming Simulator 25 with me, the midlife Simster. Thanks for joining me on Hutan Pantai, episode, I don't even know, 14, 15? Anyway, at the end of the last episode we realised our brand new sawmill was very short of lumber, so I've tried to go and resolve that problem. It isn't pretty. It's like perfect timing. We're chugging along quite happily, and then I've started the recording. We've gotten trapped on something. What are we trapped on? I don't understand. There we go. Okay. Well, we're not hurting this field as such, so we'll stay in it. Yeah, so we're still in April. Everything's planted. We just got to get some wood for the sawmill. So I've cut down one of the big trees, and that's currently stuck at the bottom of the hill, just past the cow pasture. The Scots pine came down quite easily though, so we'll get a couple of 1,000 litres hopefully off this tree. Get that into the drop point now, and then head back down and hopefully fish out what's mess that I've made down there with one of the big pretty trees. It's not even that good a tree for lumber, but right now it's pretty much all we've got. I really don't want to take any of those like down. Most of the tall ones you can see actually aren't on our land anyway, so can't reach them, can't cut them. And the ones that are, I think it would just detract so much from the visual element of the game around the farm that it would just be too much of a negative. So, well, we'll get this up and running. That's the main thing. 'Cause the longer it spends not doing anything, the bigger the waste of money it is. So, I just maybe underestimated how quick it was going to go through wood. So we're going to have to find somewhere. Whoa, dude. Any need? Yeah, we're just going to have to find somewhere to get some wood from, realistically. Right. Come on. Just a little bit more. That should be fine. So, if we sell the wood, 3,000 litres for that one tree. Nice. The problem is we're not really set up yet for actual tree harvesting. The trucks we've got on the trailer and stuff don't suit it. I don't know. We got to get rid of that loan, so we got to take the lumber out across the map, drop that off at the temple, start paying off the loan, see where we are then financially. Maybe if we can get a worker set on a contract as well, to start chipping away at things, might help us. But in the meantime, I will head back to the mess that I've made at the bottom of the cow field, and we'll see if we can't pick that tree up. Okay, so a little bit of work done now with the trees, just checking on these guys. That devil's number's not moving, is it? So I'm wondering if we just leave it now. They should be good for a few months because they got a couple of 1,000 litres of what we gave them, plus then their meadow grass, because that's coming into season, which is great. For the record, abysmal decision on my part to go and chop some trees down over here. So if you are chopping down a Scots pine like that, yeah, pretty easy, happy days. This area, because of the rocks and the kind of like the hills and the undulations, all that sort of bits and bobs, it was so glitchy, so buggy, it crashed. I chopped down a tree. There any even like that sort of thing, or like that. Just basically, maybe it was like that one. But massive, absolutely massive. Loads of branches. It caused me no end of dramas. that was the width of it. So you can see it was absolutely huge. Now, it did give us, if we have a look at the sawmill, we've got 23,000 litres of wood in there now, along with that, the contract stuff. So that's going to keep that ticking over for like a day, probably. So in that sense, it was worth it. But the amount of effort it took, and look, even the top right there, I'm on the wrong time, because it was taking so long and caused me so many issues and bugging, and I was having to reset, that I ended up having to change the time. So I was just worried it was just going to take a week of my time to try and move one tree. It fell over here, it got stuck then in this cherry tree. This is land I don't own, so I can't cut it. You can't buy it because it's land that belongs to the game, so there's nothing I could do about it. Honestly, I ended up having to drive a tractor full speed off the cliff into the tree to dislodge it, resetting the tractor, bringing that tractor back down, just about dragging it out here, and then chopping it into like 5 other pieces and taking them each individually over to the farm. Honestly, and then the vans would come and hit the tree as I was dragging it. Honestly, it was just a nightmare. So we've got one stump there that I'll need to deal with at some point, and obviously the big one down there. So whether I ever develop this land again or not, I don't know. If I want to hurt myself and cause myself great pain, then I may do. What I might, however, do is instead plant some trees along this hedgerow, basically. And just line down here, maybe not in front of the fence. Couple there, maybe we got a bit of space, but then 100%, instead of turning this into an extra field, this is where I'm going to line these with trees. And they're going to be easy. This is a grass field, so it doesn't matter. We're not going to destroy any crop. So that is the longer term plan for trees. Meanwhile, this thing is knocking out... Whoa, hello, tractor. Sorry. This thing is knocking out lumber at an incredible rate. So we got quite a bit of money here. I wasn't going to rush to take these anywhere, but I also have been doing some off-screen testing. I've always thought, and I'll explain my stupidity, that this thing is no good to me at the start of the game, because unless I upgrade my harvester, you can't use the headers that you need for it. So I didn't think, because if you look at combinations, where is it? Sorry, this one, the PW8, our harvester doesn't feature in the list. So I was like, there we are, that's how they've got around it then. Our old Massey doesn't suit it. So I've assumed I couldn't use it. I can. You can attach that header to our current harvester. That will then go and pick up the wheat, leaving behind the swath, which we can then go and get for the straw. On the basis that it gives us a 25% additional yield, I want to buy this. 47% off. We'll get the one that's with the lesser engine. We need £70,000. Now, at the moment, I have a loan, and I have a rather large loan. So, I am now going to very quickly go and sell all of this timber, and we're going to see where we're at. I then may sell some of our produce, even though it's not the right month for selling. I want that marked on, and I want it because it's going to give us better yields on what we're cutting. And when we need wheat for the chickens, although I should probably actually change that to, which reminds me, so many things I've been sort of looking at in the last 24 hours and thinking about. What's the other thing? Is it barley they can have? Is there a barley field anywhere? No. I'm sure it's barley they're allowed. Does it say? It says grain. I'm sure it's barley. I have to look into that. But anyway, I read or heard or something somewhere that it's barley will give you a better yield for chickens. Which, if that's the case, we may need a barley field. So, anyhow, I'm going to load all this up ASAP, get up to the temple, get it sold, see how much money we got, and then depending on the financial situation, how much of the loan is outstanding, etc., etc. I will then make a decision on how much else we need to sell to get the max done. And then, obviously, the downside is for the first year or so, I'm going to be having to loan the headers, because we obviously can't afford all the additional headers. We will eventually, and we certainly will be in a couple of years when we are selling all the produce and we've got a little bit more production on the go. But yes, that is the plan. Exciting. Okay, so begins the very slow and unsafe journey to the farmer's market, followed by the temple. I'm not even sure we'll fit into the farmer's market. Go in the correct way. We'll give it a go. Let's see what happens. Farmer cop, avert your gaze. This is a disgrace to any law enforcement and highways agency, or state trooper, I suppose, as they're known in America. Don't tip over. So hopefully we've basically just got enough, but £70,000 here. That's what it's going to come down to. We've got 17,000 tied up in the small sawmill. I put one very small tree that was tucked away at the back of our land into that, and running the beams, because they only needed a little bit more in terms of wood being provided. And then obviously that's a £10,000 pallet of wood, so there's no point selling that when it's got a production that's that close to being produced. So we'll let that produce probably overnight. So there's another 10 grand sort of stored away there. So we technically have got about 25 grand, 27 grand in theory just from the sale of that, plus whatever all this is. Yeah, okay, it's not the best time of year for the kimchi and noodle soup. Actually, I didn't really properly check noodle soup, and I really should. I'm gonna have to sell them anyway, but just to depress myself potentially, I suppose. Noodle soup. Oh, it's hardly anything in it. A couple of £100 per 1,000 litres, and we're only dropping 2 off. So maybe £400 less than we would normally like. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Moving along. I do love that. Right. Come on, come on, come on. So we're going to have to go the wrong way. Sell all of you. Good start. £23,367. Good start. Right, quickly before that car comes and gets annoyed, I'll put my... Oh no! Sorry. 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 Yep. Sorry. Please tell me it's still in the sale. Good. It'll be just my luck now. By the time we get all this sorted, it drops out of the sale. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it is the right thing to do, because I've said all along, you know, we should be focusing more on productions that are going to give us direct money. This is the only thing that not only improves our... It improves our sort of quality of play, because it's a much faster machine, in a way. But it'll give us that extra 25% yield. And that 25% is going to go a real long way for us when it comes to the grass and the wheat. It's really going to make a massive difference. So yeah, it might be then a little bit tight, and we may have to kind of delay plans around tractors and, you know, additional kind of space and stuff like that. But it should help us go a long way over the next 12 months and the next couple of harvests. So fingers crossed. And then, you know, that's then when we need to look at certainly another field. I definitely want to put goats and sheep into this map somewhere. I'm still a bit undecided about that, unsurprisingly. I guess that'll come down to if we buy another field. And the sort of possibilities and areas around it. I think on the basis that we've got that lumber mill, it would make sense to go up and across where I was looking at previously, where you've got the bandstand as well. We could cut away a lot of the wood up there, and then look to put the goats and sheep up there. And I think as well, if we were, you know, if we look at it all depends on what pens we go for and things like that as well. So yeah, lots to think about. So right, let me just get these up the road. Right, come on then. Final push up the hill without falling over, please. Don't topple, don't topple, don't topple. Oh my lord, that was close. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Right, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Oops, wrong one. Nice! Nice! Yes! Right then. Ha oh. Oh, I can't afford that. Right, no thank you. Don't want that. The other thing as well is this has got 23 hours and 31 months worth of work on it. This thing has 208 hours. So, you know, I know it's not like for like, I know, but nonetheless. Right, into there, change that. I'd like BKTs if you can. No, God, have we? Right, well, looks the best. Ooh. They're pretty cool. On the Birchsteins. The Trellborgs, they look... Well, the Michelins are pretty massive, aren't they? Yeah, I like the Trellborgs. Let's get rid of the plate. Yes. Ha! Where is she? Look at her. Look at her. Yes. Come on. Sweet. Well, that gives us a real good chance of doing something pretty cool going forward. So you can see the rice fields have now grown. We are in May. I got up at midnight to flood both of those fields, so that's all good. Our wheat field in the distance is growing nicely. Happy days. We've now got our first hit of soybean, but because they've already got, other than a couple of random lines, basically 100% fertilization, no need to do anything with that. Same with the other field. I've left the engine running here. Overnight as well, I topped up the chicken feed, so they've got 2,400 litres of feed in there in terms of their wheat. We've got a lot of eggs to pick up at some point, so that's really good. Productions wise, these guys are still running. This one's just about still ticking over, but it's going to run out soon. 1,200 litres of wheat left in it. So I've taken off now the distributed and storing it, so we'll see what comes out of that in terms of flour. The two greenhouses could do with a bit more water in them, but otherwise they're still good. No problem there. Doing what they need to do. Same with the mushrooms. Production chain, which are we here? The food factory, the preserved food factory, the tin factory. Still doing what needs to be doing. Again, running a bit low on flour now, 350 litres, so I have to keep a little bit of an eye on that, but not much we can do about it. The wheat has to go to the chickens now rather than into the grain mill. big little sawmill. Very close to finishing off that last pallet of wood beam. Once it does, it'll be sold along with the wood beam, so that'll be £27,000 back in the pocket. Plus we've got some productions over on the far side which have already been produced, which is really good, and still got 13,000 litres of wood in it there. Happy days on that front. Nothing we need to really worry about selling in this month. We could do if we wanted to a few things, but it's a bit more of a sort of kind of prepare month really, this one for us. What I am going to do is again sell all the timber productions, so again we should get best part of £30,000 there, which is going to help add that then on to the sale with the extra 10 over there, and then the sale, yes, so that's 27. So we should get kind of back up to 70,000, and then I'm going to buy outright because we're going to be using it all the time. So to save, because otherwise we're going to end up spending £2,500 every time we need to lease it, plus £1,000 every work hour. So it's not, that's going to be really, really expensive. The big harvester and the swather, neither here nor there. We don't use them that often, so we can afford to rent those. But the grass cutter, for what we're going to be using it for, we need that. So that has to be the next purchase. So I'm going to get that done. I've also taken on a couple of contracts. I realised I hadn't gotten rid of the Deadwood contracts. I'm an idiot. So got a new Deadwood. That'll help fill up the sawmill. And we've got a bale wrapping contract just to try out some square bale wrapping. Because a baler is what we're going to need. And it's whether or not we stump up some money to get an auto wrapper, or we just rip the bales off and then separately wrap them with an individual wrapper. So yeah, plenty to do. Not much for our farm, but lots of other bits and bobs. So let's get to work. Right, I think this is the last one. But the only thing about that is it's just so time consuming. I love the machinery. I much prefer square bales over round bales, but it's just so time consuming. Yeah, I don't know. My gut feeling is get a square baler that wraps as well at the same time, but you know, you're paying through the nose for that, so we just have to really hope one pops up in the sales. Contracts completed. Collect that then. Thanks very much. Nice £8,000 there. Where's our truck? Reason I want to do the contracts first is just to allow as much time as possible for these productions. Aha! Hang on. Where's my John Deere? Right, get over there, mate. Now, of course, what this also does is by removing this production, we could basically use this land. If we had a bit of money down the line, and I don't mean to use it for the purposes of like a field or anything like that. I'm on about putting in some sort of vehicle storage and like shed there, because you know it's taking up so much space. Sorry, mate, my bad. Right, let's just drop you off by here. Yeah, we've got nothing to organise our vehicle storage and equipment. It's just been out in the weather all year, so that would be really, really handy. Talking of weather, let's just check. A bit of rain due between 3 and 5. Back to sunny again by 7. And then, well, that's a lot of rain due for the months that we want to harvest, potentially. When are we harvesting the wheat in September? We'll do soybeans come out in October or November. November at the moment, ironically, looks like the sunniest one. Interesting. Okay. Right. What was I doing? We're going to go and get a load of Deadwood. Yes! I thought I saw one. I don't know how I caught a glimpse then. I don't know what it was, but something. Yeah! Come on. Right, that's the wood topped up. We moved that, so let's go into our construction menu and construction 17,000. Thank you. Take us up to 49. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? What do we need? 52. No, not 52. That one, isn't it? 48. Beautiful. Brand new. Thanks very much. Question is... Oh, come on, I've waited long enough. Where is it? Where is it? Yes. You need to think about the baling and trying to like line it up so it all kind of comes to fruition at the same time. So if we do then lease a baler, then we won't be like wasting opportunities. So it's like we need to bale the straw from the big field, we need to bale then the grass, whatever we do with this, whether it's silage or hay. I'm thinking hay for now because of the animals. We'll just the first batch of hay, and then the second batch can be silage because we're not, you know, it's I did. Oh, that reminds me, I did I did go and do a little bit of research on the animals. So it's 18 months for their reproduction, but 12 months for the buffalo milk. So that'll be good. How much does that feel next to us there? 120 for that one. 160 for the massive one there with that bed of land. 113 for that, but not much land off the kicker off it. 163, didn't it? And then 161, 665. I mean, that's just pure woodland and animals. That's what that's going to come down to. And if, as long as we can keep doing... Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't realize there was a car there. That was like perfectly hidden from my view. As long as we can still do Deadwood contracts. Whoop. As long as we can still do Deadwood contracts, which reminds me. Where is it? Contracts. Deadwood completed. Thanks very much. £900. Cheers, pal. Now, I don't think this grass is ready to harvest. I think this needs another month. It says ready to harvest. I think we should wait a month. It doesn't look like it's like at its utmost, does it? I don't know. Is there any other grass on this map? 38 grass field. Yeah. Let's have a look. 260. Oh, it's harvested. Aye. I'm convinced that can grow another state. Well, it's not the end of the world because these guys have got absolute loads of food. Oh, they do need water though. They're going to get very low on water. So let's resolve that quickly whilst we think about it. Where's my... There. I don't know, maybe I've been saying, I'm sure there's another growth state to come out of that grass. Which one on this trailer? Other end. Idiot. So I'll take the water down. I think I might risk it for a biscuit and leave the grass until next month and see if it does grow or not. Because after everything, getting them back on and doing all this work, I'd be livid to just go and cut ourselves short of absolutely loads of grass. So why do it? We don't need it right now. So let's wait until it's actually ready and get the maximum amount, isn't it? Which, if that's the case, then other than kind of shift all the wood, which I am going to do that again today, because we're running a massive debt and I want to get rid of the debt so that we're back to 0 debt, and then we can make more informed decisions as to what we can afford, and it gives us a lot more flexibility around the sales and things like that. Whereas if anything pops up now, I can't allow myself to do anything because we've got a massive amount of debt. Right, dump the water in there. Beautiful. I tell you what, I nearly forgot to do again is weed, isn't it? Yeah, 27 needs weeding. Might be a... So, let's just leave this and fill it up. Right. Grab the weeder. Get in there. Get that going. Terrible driving. Excuse me, stifled a yawn then. Not very well. Come on. I'll tell you what, Lord, roll on the day when we are absolutely dripping with cash so that we can create a farm and I can store some stuff. Dear me. Right, off she goes. Right. Get you out of here. I think what I'll do is I'll put you a little bit further away this time. Sounds like there's a helicopter outside this way to land on my house. Right. What are you? Mizu goes over there. Of course you are. Ah, what I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do for my little telehandler right now. Get off. thought she was going to get stuck in the floor then. I was about to lose my mind. I do really struggle with the collisions on here. And, you know, I know my driving leaves a lot to be desired. But still, I do feel like there's a load more collisions at the moment than there, than there used to be. Come on, get off there. Dear me, oh, this collision's killing me. A lot of people moaning on online just about some of the things in the game at the moment. A lot of the crashing and things like that. A lot of people also pointing out that there comes a certain point, especially the way that I've played it, and most people would look to play it because it's productions, is it basically just becomes pallet simulator rather than farming simulator, and you know there probably is an argument for that. And at this stage, especially in console, this would be so much easier on PC, because you've got the, if you really wanted to make it easy, you've got the superhuman strength, whereas we need the mod, which takes loads longer to come out. What was it last year? Liftable pallets, is it called? And that just makes, that does make things so much easier and quicker. But hey-oh. Right, let's get these onto the trailer, get everything loaded up, get them back up to the temple, get them sold, pay off our debt, and go from there. Okay, here we are back at the temple. I am a little worried at what point this place is going to stop accepting the lumber, but I think for now we should be okay. I wonder if, did it tell me if I have a little look? Temple storage, 13,000 litres planks, 6 wood beams and 3 planks long. 6,000. I tell you what, just in case, we'll save it and then drop all this off and see what happens. Just in case it doesn't sell. I mean, we're expecting roughly, let's have a look here. So planks, 4,900, call it. We got 4 sets of them, so 40, 12, 16. Yeah, I call it about, probably about 19,000 and a bit there. Planks long, 7,000, so 1421. I mean, you know, it should be at least 65,000, is it? And they want me to find out. 52. Oh, okay. A bit less than I was expecting, not by much, but 3 sets of wood beams, 10, 20, 30. 4 sets of planks. 34, 38, 42, 46. And then you can almost add an extra, so that's 50, and then we had 3 planks long. I think something went wrong there, and we didn't get paid for something. I think we're down about 15,000 there. Okay. I think to be safe, we may have to stop delivering there going forward. That's a little bit frustrating, all things considered, but hey ho. Right, where were we? Into vehicles, into finances. We will have to keep 15,000. That literally would have been the difference between our loan as well. We've got to keep 10 in the pocket just so that we're healthy, and then we'll pay that 15 off as soon as we can, but at least the interest on the 15 is going to be considerably less. I don't like the idea of having to take a bank loan out just to then go and hire the next set of equipment, but that may just have to be the case for now. We'll see. I'll see you back at the farm. So this is just part of the test. I'm going to take these to the temple to see if we get any more. So we had about 50, didn't we, up in the temple. I was expecting the best part of kind of 60 something. We should definitely get more. Because we should be looking at 5, 10, 15, 20, call it 22 there. No, I don't know. Now let's just see. Let's just see what happens. Don't over. Right. Into the sale point. Yeah. Okay, so we definitely got more there than we did the temple. So the temple clearly isn't taking something of ours anymore. I'm guessing it's the beams on that. But either way, we're all good. So we can go into vehicles, go into finances, and we can pay off a good old chunk of that. Give ourselves just £10,000 outstanding, which is nice. Leave ourselves 11 in the bank. I reloaded this for the test, and actually I'm going to conduct another one because there is a mod that's just been released. So let's stop that, please. How do I buy anything in this place? Shop. Does it matter? Right, cement bags, for example. Right, really expensive, but also really, really heavy. Thank you. There they are. Yes! Absolute game changer. complete game changer. That's unbelievable. Yeah, brilliant. Massive, because that, I don't mind doing the tidying up and making it, getting them on there. Just being able to do that very quickly, making it all nice and tidy, so then it gives you a bit of balance. Yeah, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. Okay, loaded back in. So we will use the money that we've just gained from here for that best purchase rather than the temple. I'll have to have a little look at that. It's obviously it's not going to be taking any more of this, whatever it might be, whether it's the beams or the planks, I don't know, but we'll that'll be the end of the temple run. We're still going to get some good money from the products we produce. The other thing I should point out, so why I'm so chuffed about the liftable pallets, is that when you go and buy a pallet now, the issue we had is we haven't got any way of getting pallets onto our lorry. So you would have to have a forklift truck. Now, the only way of really doing it in a PlayStation game is to have a multiplayer account set up so that you could buy the several forklifts, scatter them across the map, and then you jump in between the characters. It's a lot of faff. It's doable, but it's just a bit of faff, isn't it? So no one likes that. I genuinely, though, I can't believe it was at the start of recording this episode, or during recording this episode, that I was saying about how much I wanted that mod, and normally how long it takes for that to come out when the game is released. And yet, I literally go off the screen to do the test, check the new mod options, and lo and behold, there it was. So I'm really, really chuffed with that. But I think we're going to call it a day for... I think we'll call it a day there. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do give it a like and a subscribe so I can see what's working for you. If you've got any thoughts, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will respond to you. And until next time, be happy, stay safe, and we will speak again soon. Take care.